Hey guys, so today I'm dropping the whole power pack out of the 61 ramp side. Yesterday in the morning, I pulled pulled the plug for the oil and let that drain. The transaxle plug, I pulled that one, let that one drain, and the power glide, I pulled the fill tube out and let that. It's still dripping. And so I kind of smelt, the oil seemed pretty thin to me, and it kind of smelled a little gassy, but I couldn't tell because I noticed there's a gas leak up from whoever put that electronic fuel pump in. Now that was leaking. I did take it for a ride Saturday over to my new buddy Gary's house. He's been working on Corvairs his whole life, and he looked at it and he said there's because I said I heard a little ticking, tick, 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 when I got it here back in the shop after taking it for a little ride in the morning, first time riding it around. And he said either there's a wrist pin or something sloppy in there. So the engine's got to get tore apart, or we'll put a different motor in it. We're going to figure that out later this week. But so it smelled gassy, and I took the oil pan, and set it on the bench over there. And like I said, I had a gas smell in here anyways from bringing it in, and from the gas dripping over there a little bit. And so this morning I came out here and I had the doors open. And I said I put a piece of metal over top of that pan overnight to kind of keep the smell in there. And then I came out here and I lifted, and yeah, I could smell gas. So there's gas getting in the. So first time pulling a motor. Take my time, figure it out, learn it. I talked to Gary, went through kind of everything, told me what to do, and I talked to my buddy, old-time friend down in Tucson Bill, and he's been a Corvair guy forever, and he told me to. So I just talked to him for a couple hours last night and get my confidence up, what I'm going to do here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to stuff a rig and power glide here, and put the plug back in the transaxle and the oil pan here, and I'm going to bring it down, and I'm going to start disconnecting the battery, the coil, any electrical up there, alternator. There's a oil pressure switch up there, but the wire's missing on it. Like everything on this thing's a mess. Truck looks nice, but it's got a lot of issues, a lot of issues, a lot of hokey stuff going on here. Let me see what else we got up there to take off. I should not take off alternator, or just got a generator. I shouldn't have to take anything because I'm dropping it. I'm just going to sit it down and bring it back up, and so I shouldn't have a problem with that stuff. And then once I get everything disconnected up there, I'll raise it back up. I'll pull the exhaust off, and let me see, we got the two heater hoses here somewhere around above the heads, and take those off. I got the linkage here for the power glide for shifting. That stuff's got to come off. I have I got down there the jack. I can throw that in here and slide that up, and it's an air jack. I haven't ever used this before, so it's all first time for me. And I'll raise that up on here, and then I'll put some safety jacks under there, jack stands, and get the wheels off and knock the brake drums off, and pull the axles out. Let's see, I had put some penetrating oil on some of the bolts here for the transmission mount here on each side. You have to take them two off, and the motor mount back here. I already got all that stuff ordered new in here. Yeah, we'll figure this out and take our time and get this motor out of here. And then the next thing would be pulling everything else off of it. The carburetors, the generator, all that fun stuff, the tins. And then I'm gonna pick up Gary and get him over here hopefully tomorrow, and he can show me how to split the motor from the transaxle and the power glide, because this transaxle's, the seals are shot in there and it's dripping. I had cleaned everything off on here and came out here and then seen where it's dripping out of, well, it's kind of leaking everywhere. The guy had the oil pan replaced and with new, well, not replaced, but new gasket. And he had new valve covers and gaskets put on, but them are leaking on this side. This is leaking. I mean, this guy that I got it from, he had a lot of stuff done to it, and it's really just hokey. The exhaust is hanging here incorrectly with a threaded rod through the sheet metal on top, the tins, which it's supposed to be mounted to the back of the heads, so it vibrates and moves along with the motor. So that's incorrect, and he had these pipes put on, which are some, I don't know, he welded up some little glass packs on here or something, and I'll change all that, put something new on there, make it look nice. But we'll get this motor pulled out, and then we'll go from there and figure out what we're going to do. We might pull a motor out of another Greenbrier, because it's not going to matter. These other Greenbriers have incorrect motors, and the first custom one, I don't know. I'm going to talk to Gary. Maybe we'll, I have a 140, and I might just put that in there. So, or I have another custom Greenbrier in there. I could pull the motor out of there, because he was saying that one's it's got a zero numbers in the block, so it's like an XXX motor. It's a new remanufactured motor. So he said until we tear it apart, we'll figure out if it's stroked or whatever. That's what he said. So I'll get him over here hopefully tomorrow, and we'll figure out what I'm doing with the motor swaps and changes or whatever, and go from there. Because this one here, it's already registered in Palm Springs at the fan belt toss and for that show. So I registered it, booked rooms, paid for everything. So this has got to get done, lickety split, and we'll get her done. We'll have fun doing it, and along the way I'll show you my learning experience and how I'm doing it. Up here, start pulling the bolts out. They had put some hokey, looks like bolt hinges on here. I don't care for them all. I'll change that and put like a hinge underneath, and put like the shock absorbers on there, like they do for like the back of a lift of a hatch of a wagon or like a truck or whatever. But yeah, I'll put those on there. But I'm gonna pull this off next here, and then I'll start on pulling stuff off the motor. I took the second cover off the back, just anyways. Probably gonna have to get it off anyways. And I took the air filters off just to get them out of the way. I stuffed a couple rags in there just to keep stuff out. And I'm overcautious on everything. So before I started disconnecting all the wires, what I did is I took some lacquer thinner and I cleaned the wires because they were all dirty and painted over, so I could at least know what wire, what color's what. So we have a wire down here. Two of them we got to take off of the coil. There's a white one and another little white one. And then like right over here is a pressure switch, I believe. That wire's missing because this thing's all missing stuff. The generator, they have some blue tape on here with a blue wire, and it looks like a brown wire. And what I also did is took pictures along the way as I went. Then I unplugged this, but before I unplugged it, I put a little blue line on there just in case, you know, probably going to go together one way, but I did it anyways. And then down on the alternator bracket down here, there was the negative wire, the ground wire. And I took that off the battery, down there in the battery, and pulled the terminals off in there. And I'm just going to leave that in there. And then here's the positive. It goes to the starter. And this is how it's laying in here. It's hokey. It needs to get mounted up, fixed up. It's too long. So, and then these wires, I'll unplug this one here, these wires here. And I cleaned them. Like I said, I got to clean that side, but I can kind of see. And then over here, we got the starter. You got the positive, I'll take that off, and then there's a yellow wire and there's a purple wire going underneath somewhere, not quite sure yet till I get her up. I'll disconnect them ones. Back here, I guess I'll have to take the cable, throttle cable, that off. I guess I'll have to take all the seals off of here. That's the rubber seals that go in there, they're stapled in. And I don't know what, I'm not quite sure what tins here to take off yet, in between the motor and that to drop it. So this is about where I am now. I've been at it for just about a little over an hour and a half. Not too bad, you know. I haven't been working hard, taking my time. And yeah, I forgot. These are the choke cables that go on each carburetor. I was thinking throttle for some reason, but I got them off. They just came off the, oh, well, I can show you on this side here. There's a little piece right here. And I just took those out and pulled them out. And well, you gotta loosen up this part from here, right there. So I took those off. I got them down out of the way. I think this fuel line's gonna be, somebody else changed that and put that in. It sticks over this, so I took that off, and I had to find a funny thing here is what they actually did is they stuffed it where the spark plug wire is supposed to be. Yeah, real nice. That is just dig in there. I mean, I'm not a car mechanic at all, and I know better than that. So I'll pull that one off of there. Another thing, I went to take the alternator wires off, you know, and the one that had the blue tape on it, I just touched it. And it just fell off. This thing's just, I can't believe I took this thing for an hour plus drive the other day. And then there's like a ground cable here. It's like a braided, wide cable there. That was just hanging there. It wasn't attached to nothing. So that's got to go get fixed too. So I got that. I think I got everything off. I didn't have to unplug this one here because it just goes to, you know, I cleaned the wires more, and it just goes to the starter solenoid here. The heavier purple one was on the bottom. The yellow one was on top. So that can just stay here. I disconnected wasn't very hard to disconnect the heater hoses because they just pretty much fell off. Those have to get replaced. I was told to find like industrial, commercial, like AC, maybe through an AC place, the rubberized ones that you can get for them. Bill down in Tucson told me that. See, I'll have to fix that there. But this doesn't look too bad in here. It's all there. Brake lines look a little rusty, but I think I'll put all new ones on. I have those already for it. So I think I got everything on the top. I think these tin strips here come off from underneath. I don't know, they had mounted the exhaust hangers. They put a big screw through that one. This is hokey stuff, man. And this one here I already took off. It's just they stuck a threaded rod through there. And I already took that one off from the top. I think I kind of have it all off, you know, on here. First time doing it, so learning. I should have probably pulled, it wasn't too bad working over the tailgate. It was my little tool holder here. So that wasn't too bad. And yeah, it was just 7/16" wrenches on the fuel lines. And I had a set of them here. And let's see. I guess I'll have to pull possibly the filler tube here too for the oil, possibly too, and then we'll see. So I'm having fun. I mean, this thing's got, you know, a lot of little problems, and I took it for a cruise yesterday or Saturday for I actually drove around for an hour and a half. Yeah, no spare belt, no nothing. But anyways, yeah, that's where I'm at right now with it. So here's where the heater tubes came in. There's one there, and that This attaches down there. That one just fell off pretty much. And then there's another one on this side down in there. Those are 2 heater tubes. Took off. And then this here is the fuel line, the correct place to have your fuel filter. And somebody had just put a piece of rubber hose on there with hose clamps. And they put it up front farther. So that's incorrect. I'll fix that. I just cut it off and put 2 bolts in there just to keep it from dripping. And Bill had down in Tucson, Tucson Bill, I talked to him. He told me another little trick that he always did is when he took the starters off, he would just put a stud in here and Loctite it in there and just put a nut on there. He said it made it easier to put the starter on. You can hang it up on there and just, if you're working from underneath. I mean, for me, I said I'd just take the cover off of here, and I think that would work just fine. So here's the next funny thing I found. I don't think it's supposed to be like this at all. Well, I know this ain't supposed to be like that. The spring return for your carburetor throttle, right here. Spring was just, it's just stuck on there like that. And then the end of the linkage here, right here, it goes through. The end of the spring, it was just through the hole there. It was through the hole, and that was the only thing holding this linkage here on. So when I pulled the spring, when I pulled that out of the end of the hole right there, you know, I could just pull it off. I mean, I can't believe that that's what I would imagine there's supposed to be a pin in there, a cotter pin, maybe a washer or something or whatever, but I don't think that hokiness is supposed to be like that, you know. Yeah, and there's that grounding strap that was just hanging. This was off, wasn't even attached. I'm sure it's just a grounding strap because you get no ground in the motor really much here with the, you know, so it goes somewhere. I mean, there is a hole on this side right there. Maybe that's where it goes. I'll have to find out where proper location is for that, but I'm sure that's what it is too. But yeah, finding all kinds of fun, weird things with this one here. So here's the craziness going on back here. The previous owner had, I don't know, some guy working on this thing that didn't know how to work on nothing. Did crap work, but he welded. The guy didn't like the exhaust, it was on too loud, so he welded this crud on here. And he put a hanger here, and he just put a big long bolt on this side, threaded bolt, screw, and had it hanging on there instead of going ahead and, you know, I asked, it's supposed to be hanging on the back of the head, and buddy Gary gave me this for a template. Well, it will go like this, sorry. And it will go up in there, and it will catch, there's a screw up there for your, I can't see it, but there's a screw up there for, right there, that screw up there holds your coil, and it will catch the next bolt hole down in the bottom, I guess. And so this bracket, sorry, so shaky. This bracket will go up in there, go in there and top. And then, you know, you can make them longer, shorter, and then you could do a hanger off of that for exhaust pipe if you want to do some custom pipes. So I'm just going to use this kind of as a template, and we'll design some up. We feel different sizes, lengths. It can be longer, we just cut them down. And I got the CNC plasma table here, or I could burn them up by hand too. That's simple. I said, well, can't we go a little thicker? He's like, well, you got your tins and all that stuff up in there. So we'll be designing some of them because I want to do like a custom exhaust on this anyways instead of the stock stuff. And I can weld stuff up real nice, make it look pretty. So that's what I'm pulling the exhaust off now on here, both of these. And I guess you just got to take these off to get the lugs out. The logs, exhaust logs we call them. and I'll drop those off. That's where I'm right now. All right, so I pulled that other exhaust off and figured out how to do it. So I got these all loosened up, 3 of them on there, and it's just about ready to come off, I think. And we'll see. Here, let me get it off. And there, you turn that one, and turn that one. Turn them, and you can get them right off. Yeah, there's their lovely, hanger. But yeah, we'll set that over here. That's the second one. You don't have to take them off all the way. And then I found out, I was trying to get my socket on over there. I'm like, what the heck size is it? Don't fit this one. This one. There is a safety deal under there. And these two little tabs are bent up to keep the nut. That goes on there basically like a washer almost, but those are bent over to keep the nut from loosening up. Very cool, easy, simple idea. There was only 2 on there, 1 on each end. This side didn't have any of them. I gotta get, this is the throttle linkage here. Someone put a new one on here, but they broke this piece off of this side, so it's not even, it's only held on by half of it. They broke it off, that's how he left it. I'm sure it was this guy's mechanic that fixed everything for him. And then the shift linkage is, there is a bolt, or a nut, I don't know, bolt, right there. It's a bolt. I gotta get that off. That's for the shift linkage. If I'm right, I believe so. And I was told that you either have to put it in park or all the way like low to let the cable go longer. It's one way or the other. And there's a fork under there. And at the end of the cable is a ball, and you have to get it lifted up over it and out. I heard it's easy to get it out, but it's a bit harder to get it in. So this is what we're gonna pull apart. Yeah, it looks like they broke this one too. Yeah, they broke this side too. Look at that. There's supposed to be a piece on each side, and they probably bent it to get it in there, and they snapped that one off too. I'm positive. It looks, yeah, that's a break on both of them. Oh, hack mechanics, I just hate it. Feel a little dents in the pan here for the power glide. Oh, right in my hair. You got me in my hair. Whoops. Whoops. All through the drip. Still dripping from yesterday.